Silence is a powerful thing, especially in a place where sound should be completely absent. Imagine a desolate, crumbling bell tower, deep within the woods of, insert a fictional or vague European region like the Carpathians or rural Saxony. For centuries, this place, an abandoned monastery known locally as St. Jude's Retreat, has stood empty. No priests, no pilgrims, and no bell ringers. Yet, deep in the heart of the surrounding villages, a chilling legend persists. A story whispered only after dark, concerning the massive, ancient bronze bell hanging high in that tower. Because sometimes, when the conditions are just right, or perhaps, just wrong, the massive bell lets out a single, deafening, and uninvited peal. No one was near it, but the bell rang. What force, natural or otherwise, possesses this ancient artifact? The history of St. Jude's is one of tragedy and isolation. Built in the 14th century, the monastery was abandoned after the infamous plague of insert century a year, which supposedly wiped out every monk and lay servant inside. The great bell itself is nearly 1,000 years old, predating the monastery, rumored to have been forged in a time of pagan worship and later sanctified, or perhaps, cursed, by the subsequent religious order. For decades, the bell was silent. It was too heavy for local villagers to ring, and the mechanism rusted long ago. But the legend of its spontaneous chime began in the 1950s. Local testimony is eerily consistent. The ringing is never a full peal or a series of festive strikes, it is one, single, prolonged, mournful toll, and it only happens under specific conditions, typically during heavy thunderstorms, deep winter fogs, or, most disturbingly, precisely at the stroke of midnight on All Souls' Night. The villagers believe it is an omen, a sound that calls lost spirits home or warns of impending local disaster. They speak of an inscription on the bell's lip, now too corroded to read, which supposedly detailed the bell's true purpose, not to call people to prayer, but to pacify something buried beneath the monastery's foundation. Naturally, researchers have tried to demystify the event. The most common explanation is resonance and vibration. The theory posits that specific wind speeds, a rare, perfect gust channeled through the tower's narrow windows, could cause a harmonic resonance in the ancient structure. Or perhaps it's seismic activity, a tiny, localized earth tremor that is just enough to nudge the heavy clapper against the bronze. However, these explanations rarely satisfy. Geologists confirmed no significant fault lines nearby. Meteorological data from years where the bell was heard showed varying, non-extreme wind conditions. And what about the timing? Why does the sound persist when other, lighter objects in the tower remain still? This leaves us with the paranormal. The theories here are more unsettling. Some suggest the bell is resonating not with wind, but with residual energy from the monks who died ringing it during the plague's peak. Others point to the rumored pagan ritual uses, that the bell itself is a focal point for something ancient, something that demands to be heard at its appointed time. The bell isn't ringing, it is being answered. The darkest twist in the local lore involves a historian, Dr. Ilara Vesalius, who spent the 1980s studying the site. She concluded that the ringing was a plea. According to her translated fragments, the bell was originally used to mark the exact moment a soul left its body, a ritual performed during the most agonizing deaths of the region. Dr. Vesalius disappeared shortly after publishing her final, terrifying hypothesis: the bell rings when a death occurs within earshot of the tower, acting as a divine, self-activating funeral marker. She suggested that the iron clapper, designed to strike the bell's lip, is magnetically or spiritually tied to acute human despair. But no one can confirm if she was right. Her research notes were lost, and she was never seen again, though some say they heard a single, low chime the night she vanished. Maybe the bell is just a quirk of physics, an ancient bronze anomaly perfectly tuned to the elements. Or maybe, when you stand under the dark, rusted arch of St. Jude's, you are simply in the presence of something still waiting to be heard. The question is, would you dare to stand under that bell tower at midnight to find out for yourself? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoy the darker, unexplained corners of history, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.